We just finished our 4th week of trade school, and basically it's an 8-week program, so we're halfway through. I think we're supposed to have some midterms here and there for some of the lecture classes. But anyway, besides that, I got to finally learn. I didn't know that I was going to learn this in class, and I'm so glad that I did. I learned how to repair drywall. So the small wall that we were working on with the stucco, the paper, the lathe, the drywall, all of that, my instructor went over and poked 2 holes into the drywall side. And so how we repair them, we need a keyhole saw, we need a pencil, we need a ruler, and obviously some pieces of drywall. So what we first do is we line the ruler along the hole that he created, and you want to sketch a perfect, not a perfect, but you want to sketch a rectangle. And then you're going to use the keyhole saw, which is a small handheld saw, and you're going to cut along the pencil etching that you created, and you're going to take out as much of the broken pieces of drywall as you can. So you're going to have a square hole or rectangular hole. And then you're going to cut the same size. You're going to actually draw in the same measurements of the square hole onto the extra piece of drywall that you're going to use as the patching for. And then before you cut it, you're going to draw a 1-inch extra perimeter alongside the actual square hole. So the hole might be like this, but you're going to draw a 1-inch bigger hole, 1-inch bigger square, and you're going to cut that out. And then you're going to use an X-Acto knife, and you're going to outline the actual square hole and then cut the extra pieces of drywall off. So the part that should be the bigger paper size is going to be the white side, and then the part that is like the exact size of the square hole is going to be the cardboard side, which is not going to be showing, it's going to be inside the wall. So you're going to use that, and you're going to it should perfectly go in the square hole. And then you're going to basically put mud on the picture frame part of the drywall patch that you cut out, and then do a skim coat. And I think you do 2 skim coats, and then basically you put the color paint that you would use, and then that's pretty much it. That's how you repair drywall. Who knew it was going to be that easy? So happy about that. Definitely something that I would love to provide as a service when I start my business. So really happy that we got to learn that. So next, we are moving away from the wall that we had constructed, and we're actually going to build a dollhouse. So this is the blueprint right here, and basically it's a 4x6 house with a 2 feet porch, and it's going to have, each wall is going to have a window, and then the 4th wall is going to have a door. So the door, 2 groups already had their doors constructed, but our group, we had to build our door from scratch, and we used this like super thin pine wood as the trimmings of the wood, added it onto basically, what is it? The pine and the OSB. We built basically a barn door from scratch, which was kind of amazing now thinking about it. I can understand how like the look is cute, but cutting the edges of the little wood that goes in between that makes it a barn door, that was kind of difficult. A lot of trial and error, a lot of repetitive cutting tiny slivers so that you would have the specific angle that would fit right into the middle. So that was really cool to learn how to do. I learned that the chainsaw only cuts up to 50 degrees because the trimmings of the door would all have 45-degree angle cuts. Like each little sides will have 2 45-degree angle cuts. We got to practice a lot on that to get all the trimmings of the door. So that's cool. We also learned how to place the hinges. It's a lot of really thinking about, okay, which way do we want the door to open? Do you want to open inside or do you want to open outside? Things like that you have to think about before you install the hinges. And you want to make sure that the hinges of the door falls down this way, so that the cap at the top, so that the gravity will make sure that it stays intact inside the hinges. Should you do it incorrectly and it's opposite, the gravity will eventually make the pins fall down, thereby making the hinges not a hinge. So things like that you have to think about as you're putting everything together. And then when you place the hinges onto the door, you actually chisel so that the depth of the hinges fall flush onto the door. So we learned how to do that. I actually got a little bit of a tiny bump from chiseling or hammering or something, but really, really great practice. Basically what we've done already is this wall we did, that's the first long wall. We did this one today. And then basically the group finished this while myself and one more person worked on just creating the door from scratch, which is really, really cool. We added the hinges, all of that. So yeah, everything is moving very quickly. I think come Monday we're going to do the final touches. I think we're also going to do this wall because we only have this one so far. And then we're gonna work on the gable and the roof up at the top. So things are moving pretty quickly. What I've learned is you want to figure out the measurements of your king studs and your jack studs beforehand. I feel like had I done that, or had our group done that, it would have moved way quicker. Don't roughly measure something. It has to be exact. And just because one stud might be a little bit longer for one of the walls, you have to make all of the walls and all of the king studs in each of the walls the same length, because you know the roof will sit plumb, sit lined up on the top. It can't be that one wall is taller than the other one. So we kind of learned that the hard way when we were trying to level the second wall to the first wall. We also worked on calculating, had we started with the subfloor and we needed to pour concrete and the rebar that would have to sit in the concrete, how many of those we would need for the exact measurement of a house. So that was really, I'm still kind of getting I understand the calculations part of it, but I'm still trying to understand the formulas so that I don't have to memorize it. I think I will talk about the plumbing in the next video.